All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2022 CR 4248A, State of Texas versus Jose Angel Ruiz. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell, Marissa Giovenco, and Allie Jackson for the state.
For the defense?
Teresa Connolly, Renee Munoz, and Lorraine Efron.
All right, and are you Mr. Ruiz? All right, you may have a seat. All right, so off the record, my understanding, defense, you've served the defense counsel?
The state.
I'm sorry, the state?
Defense counsel served Brittany Mitchell with a subpoena for a copy of, not to give it to me because they won't give it to me, but to have available the statement of Jordan Lasoya.
All right, so I remember us having a hearing previously about this video, and defense was allowed to have their client view the entirety of the video. So what specifically I don't understand what's being asked of.
Specifically, I'm referring to this in my opening. I mean, may want to show a copy of her video if she doesn't testify the way she testified or the way she's made the statement in the report.
All right, so none of this has happened yet, correct?
No.
She hasn't testified. So what's the
No.
purpose of serving the
Just so
state?
that we're sure that we're able to get a copy of the video to show if in fact we need to.
State, do you have a copy of the video?
We have a copy available for defense counsel. If that becomes something that they need to do, we can approach and deal with it that way.
All right, so I'm still at a loss as to what was the purpose of serving the state.
The state may not have it available, Your Honor. Supposedly it's up in their office. I wanted to be able to be available if I need to show it.
Okay.
I don't think that would be difficult to do if it's upstairs in their office. They just go upstairs to bring it down. All right, so are you then releasing her or removing your request for her to be under subpoena?
Yes, only for the purpose of this to show.
All right, may I see the subpoena, please?
I'm so sorry.
I have a bottle, so I wouldn't spill it. Of course, I spill it right away.
Well, I made sure to watch.
All right, it says here that she's being subpoenaed to testify. So
No,
you're
That's
removing
a
her.
mistake. That's a mistake.
All right, so you're withdrawing your subpoena?
Only, yes, Your Honor, because at this point she knows she needs to have that available. Yes.
All right, so here's the thing. If people want things available, you all need to talk to each other. You're all officers of the court. Everybody is entitled to a fair trial, both the state and the defense. So just talk to each other. Are you all ready? Yes.
Ms. Giovenco and I have a matter that was on quickly.
What matter are you all approaching on?
Sorry for the holdup, guys. And please, the court,
I got you.
opposing counsel, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I have this difficulty. Now, Jose has been charged with various counts as they were just read to you. The state's main witness is Katrina Mendoza. She pled guilty to one count of serious bodily injury, but not that she did anything. That she failed by omission.
Object to argument.
Sustained.
Not that she did anything but omission.
Again, I'm gonna object to argument. It's the same statement.
Sustained.
There were many charges, but ultimately pled to omission. Now, judge records and publishes everything that goes on in this courtroom. Normally, we don't have.
Object to relevant.
Sustained. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask that you step outside the courtroom briefly, and I will bring you back. You're not allowed to discuss anything that you've heard so far. Does everyone understand? All right. Thank you. All right, everyone, please be seated. Defense, you may continue.
Katrina faces maximum of 45 years in prison, and she's applied for probation. Her sentence is delayed until after this trial to see how well she does and bringing charges, proving the charges against.
I'm gonna object to argumentative.
Sustained.
She doesn't get her sentence until after this case. The Rule of, Texas Rule of Criminal Procedure, 3814, does not allow a person to be convicted solely on the testimony of.
I'm gonna object to argumentative.
the rule-
Sustained.
Reading the rules argumentative.
Sustained.
I hope to prove that the source of all relevant evidence against Jose Angel is from Katrina. Allegedly, this happened in an apartment. Anything that was done would have been a limited number of people that were witnesses. But there is an advantage to Katrina for testifying against him.
I'm gonna object to argumentative, Judge.
Sustained.
Additionally, there's another rule that's going to be relevant, and that is the rule of evidence number 705. That rule applies to expert witnesses. And based on my theory that Katrina's behind everything that's heard, this means that we're allowed to ask the expert witnesses.
Judge, again, this is
Sustained.
argument, not opening statement.
This is called explanation
Sustained.
of the rule. Rule 705 allows us to question witnesses.
Judge,
Sustained.
I'm not allowed to mention any rules.
The objections has been sustained.
Asking for further.
By, the objection has been sustained, counsel.
Am I clear, Your Honor? I'm not allowed to mention.
The
any rule?
objection has been sustained, counsel.
I'm gonna try this. In regard to the rules that I'm not supposed to mention, we have to ask the person their
Judge,
underlying
I
data.
have to object to the sidebar comments to your ruling.
Sustained.
The underlying data for their decisions. That ruling, or rather that hearing has to be outside the presence. of
Judge,
the
I'm
jury.
gonna.
Sustained.
object.
You've heard about the burdens of proof. And the state has to convince you beyond a reasonable doubt of the facts. Everything that comes out by and large is from witnesses, not what I say. And that's another thing, because I'm talking to you, because I'm saying things to you. You don't have to listen to me, and you don't have to listen to the state. You do have to listen to the judge. The reality is, you're going to be making your decision based on the evidence that's presented against Jose Angel. There are clarifications, and we'll have to wait until the end to find out. There was a press conference
I'm
also.
gonna object to any press. It's not something that should come in evidence.
Your Honor, what's relevant about talking about.
Excuse me.
It's a motivation for why.
Excuse me, counsel. Make your opening statements. Opening statements are what you believe the evidence will show. So if you don't believe the evidence will show it, then it should not be before this jury.
There was a press conference right after the Mercedes death, and at that press conference, Joe Galley, who used to be one of the reporters for Channel 12, asked a witness, family member.
I'm gonna object to hearsay.
All right, that'll be overruled.
Asked a family member about what had happened, and the family member said we all tried many times reports to CPS and the police to try to save Mercedes. Nothing was done. That's relevant because Joe next asked.
This is objection argumentative.
Okay,
Sustained.
so anyway, motivations came out for that factor. The judges in the case, despite what I'm saying, what you see is what counts. I am asking for a not guilty. At this point, Jose Angel is still presumed innocent. Jose Angel is not an angel. He's a hookup guy. I'm not an angel either. I'm not a hookup girl, but
I'm gonna object to
Sustained.
argumentative.
thank you.
All right, state, call your first witness.
Judge, at this